Keene, everybody. Awesome. All right, your last performer tonight is a booked comedian, so she's going to do a little more time. She's seasoned vet. You guys are going to love her. She's also the co-host of the Chat Fight podcast. Please welcome Giovanni, a.k.a. Blame Girl.
Thank you, Casey. Give it up for your host. She's doing amazing. And give it up for yourselves. Thank you for sticking around through all the open micers for this professional. I'm just kidding. So, I know what you may be thinking, but no, I'm not Italian. And yes, I'm a cisgendered woman. My parents just gave me this Italian man's name, Giovanni. Me and my sisters, Mario and Luigi, can't even cook spaghetti, guys. It's really sad. Misleading. And then I gave myself the name Blame Girl because that's all that was available on GoDaddy. I needed a website. So now people ask me who's to blame, and I just tell them, like, take the Florida man. That's gonna be the Florida mom. So if you and your mom were born in Florida, you're most definitely a Florida man. Prone to do things like sneak into people's houses when they're sleeping at night and suck on their toes. Florida man. Or you might, I don't know, threaten to kill people with your sword named Kindness. That's the latest Florida man story that got my attention. But I can even be serious with the blaming, guys, like climate change, right? A lot of people think it is, the Industrial Revolution coupled with capitalism. You got climate change, right? But no, we were all good until that climate activist, Greta Thunberg. Yeah, she took a plane home from the climate exchange. That put our CO2 output over the edge. So now we're in danger. I can even self-assess, and like Casey said, I've got a lot of time, so you'll find out that I hate blowjobs. Yeah. Don't boo me, don't blame me, it's all Kyle's fault. All Kyle's fault, guys. Another misleading thing about me is physically, I appear black, but what you can't see is that I'm culturally white. It happens if you grow up in the suburbs. You don't learn Black history. Give it up for Black History Month. Yeah, you don't learn Black history or how to dance. You learn yoga and how to hate minorities. So I'm very flexible. And I want to make America great again, When you're black and culturally white, you have like these racial alter egos. I call my sister Keisha and my white girl Becky. Keisha, she likes trap music. And Becky, she likes country. So I like shaking my ass to Garth Brooks, I will twerk to all my exes live in Texas. Do you want to see? Woo! Okay, it sounds like you might want to see. So, all my exes live in Texas. How did y'all like my twerking? Yeah. I can tell this is a white crowd because I wasn't twerking. To the white guys, I was twerking. To the black guys, I was definitely offbeat. Is Willis still in the house? He'll tell you. I know because I tried twerking at a black club and I got roasted on Twitter. Hashtag twerk fail. Hashtag black girl no magic. Hashtag not all lives matter. Yeah. So I only twerk at white clubs now, where my dancing makes me Beyonce, and it is Rebecca's safe space. You know what I'm saying? So, Keisha, she likes collard greens, and Becky, she likes kale in her green smoothies. That's because I like stinky soul food and thinking my shit don't stink, Which I realized was an actual thing when I did a cleanse. And I was like, I thought my shit didn't stink when I bought that Audi. No, you gotta eat leafy greens too. Keisha, she likes weed. And Becky likes cocaine. I like, Keisha's like a hippie and Becky's kind of a whore. I gotta admit it. I realized when I tried cocaine, there were two things that would keep me up at night. Cock and cocaine, And they fuel each other. They make each other better, that's what I'm saying. Nobody in here knows that, really? Okay. Keisha hates blowjobs, and Becky will cup your balls. So I might give you the best blowjob of your life and complain the whole time, Just ruining it. All right, this is the last thing I'll tell you about Keisha and Becky. Keisha, she will whoop your ass. And Becky, she's gonna want to speak to the manager. So, I can help you out if you got a fight or if you need 30% off at Bed Bath & Beyond, So I'm a paralegal. Yeah. And I used to work with this attorney, and his wife was like, Gio, you're like his work wife. Are y'all familiar with this? I was like, no. I am more like his work mom because, I make sure he gets to his appointments on time. I feed my son lunch. And when he misbehaves, I threaten to abandon him. She's like, what do you think I do? I'm like, great. Do I have to start giving him blowjobs now? So now I own my own business. Yep. Thank you. I'm a virtual paralegal, which means I work from home writing briefs all day without wearing briefs all day. It's really nice. It's cool because I get to set my own hours. I work with who I want to, and I'm finally paid fairly for my labor. But at the same time, I'm almost homeless. Only because I get to set my own hours. I work with who I want to, and I'm paid fairly for my labor. So it's a catch-22. But I figured out a way to get more business. Anytime a guy asks for nudes, I always send them. I just include a business card over one of my tits. And vice versa. If someone asks for a business card, I just keep them in my tits so I can pull them out and give them to them. Sales are up. Another cool thing about working from home is I don't have to get dressed for work. It's amazing. But the only thing is I get up and just go like that all the time. I went to meet some friends for happy hour and they're like, Gio, look at you. And I looked at myself in the mirror and I had my Miss Seeley hairdo. I wasn't wearing pants or briefs. And I had on house shoes. And I was like, well, y'all wore what you wore to work, why can't I? I asked y'all to come to my house instead. Y'all made me come out. So this is what you get, I did go to the grocery store and they were like, ma'am, read the sign. And I was like, I did. It says no shoes, no shirt, no service. Nothing about pants or briefs. They made me leave anyway. And my absolute favorite thing about working from home is not having to wear a bra anymore. Give it up for not wearing a bra. Yes, it's amazing. No. I hate bras. They are like harnesses, Joanna.
No.
And you have to ride this Philly bareback. Okay, I realize how that may have sounded and come off. And I'm going to let the statement stand because it's true. It's true. You have to ride this Philly bareback. I feel like it's too dirty for y'all, no? Yeah, so working from home, I don't wear the bras anymore. I get up and go out of the house a lot, and I will dare guys to stare at my tits when I'm out, right? And if they do, I just make them buy my groceries. It's awesome. It's like currency. But they've got this topless band removal going on in some states, and I'm like, I hope they don't do that here in Florida, guys, because what will I use to get groceries in business? Show my vulva? I'll never be able to wear pants again. So, I drove down here from Gardens, Palm Beach Gardens. It sucked. Especially because I have road rage, you know? I'll go from Michelle Obama to Samuel L. Jackson over an ignorant redneck in a truck.
It's a totally true story.
The children are our future. They should eat broccoli. All these motherfucking rednecks on this motherfucking highway! And they should read, too. I scared someone when I did that joke last week. But, you know, I get it from my uncle. I think he's, you know, he sounds a lot like Samuel L. Jackson, and on the road, he's like Samuel L. Jackson in Pulp Fiction. You know, a killer. And you will know my name is the Lord when I rain my vengeance upon thee. All over a left turn. And then he shoots them. So, my mother's no better. I mean, she sounds a lot like Samuel L. Jackson, too. I just wrote that. I don't know if that'll work. But anyway, her, my grandmother, and my best friend, we were riding to the airport, and this lady cut my mom off. So she stalks her like she's in the Fast and Furious for 15 minutes. Yeah, eventually blocking traffic, holding this poor woman hostage, looks over to my grandmother and goes, "Mother, get the gun." Y'all know what? Mother got the gun. I know. It's why I'm a believer in mental health checks before purchasing guns, guys. My grandmother has been Baker acted 4 times. How did she get a gun? America. My family sounds really crazy, don't they? And there's no diagnosis, but they are crazy. Like, my mom's nickname is Crazy Lady. She loves it too. But if you suggest to the crazy lady to go see a therapist, she'll cut you. Just to prove her sanity. Like, it doesn't work like that. I know she's crazy because I told her, I'm not going to call you mommy anymore. I'm too old. It's weird. And crazy lady hits too close to home. So I'm going to call you Carolyn. That's your name. She said, no, that's disrespectful. Call me mother. And I was like, I know you're crazy. Do I look like Mike Pence? Yeah. Do I look like? So I call her Mommy Dearest now. She likes it. Then there's my uncle Samuel L., which I failed to mention earlier, but he was a pimp most of my life. He's a retired pimp now. You can say he turned a hoe into a housewife. In his case, he's the housewife, though. He's the housewife. Seriously, he used to have like 13 hoes in his stable, and now he has 48 cats in a 1-bedroom, 1-litter box apartment. He was once the most toxic man I knew, and now he puts pussy on a pedestal. He's a crazy cat lady. So you got crazy lady, crazy cat lady, and then there's my dad. He was in the military. Anyone in here in the military? I know Creighton. Nobody? Well, we all know what they do to your mental health in the military. They break it so you can kill people, you know? So at the very least, my dad has antisocial personality disorder. You know, if you come into his house, he'll greet you one of 3 ways. Not at all, ignore you and treat you like your scenery. Definition of antisocial, right? Or if he is being polite, he will grunt, acknowledging your presence. And if he really likes you, he'll be like, "What the fuck are you doing in my house?" And you don't treat people you like that way, you know? Yeah, so my family's all crazy, and you're probably wondering and thinking, she sounds like she might be crazy too, right? But there's no diagnosis here, you know? Because, like, healthcare in America is a luxury, so I use violence instead. And I can still buy a gun. But if you think about Americans, we don't, you know, take care of our mental health unless we're forced to go because we fucked up so bad and we're forced to, or we want some really good drugs, you know? The therapist has that. And then if you think about Florida, we have like what's called the Baker Act. Like my grandma, you know? If you fuck up so bad, they'll make you go to the therapist. So as far as I am concerned, we're all walking around here undiagnosed And nobody's grandmother should have a gun. I'm serious. Okay. Are y'all ready to have some fun? I know that was a little heavy.
Yes.
All right, Arts Garage, tell me. I want your honest opinion. Penis size, does it matter?
No.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. You know, what's weird is more women answered on that, and usually I hear the men. And I'm like, if you give a man an opportunity to talk about his dick, it's like giving a woman an opportunity to talk about her day. They'll give you a mouthful. They'll give you a mouthful. It sounds like with the ladies, the consensus was penis size does matter. It does for me. I like small penises, you know, for blowjobs. I'm just not interested in a mouthful. I'm not gonna do the next joke. I don't know if it'll be received.
Do it.
Okay, I'll do it. Screw it. So, if you are lucky enough to give me a mouthful, get a blowjob from me, let me just tell you, it's gonna be a rough one. Okay? First, I'm gonna grab onto your dick like I'm on a roller coaster going downhill. Like I'm frightened, tight, you know? And then I'm gonna grab your balls like you assaulted me. Yeah. Devorah, she was shocked by that. Yes, I will grab your balls hard. And then I'm gonna shove your dick down my throat like I'm trying to rid my body of all the gin I obviously drank earlier that night because I'm giving you a blowjob, you know? So, guys like it. Despite my amazing blowjob technique, believe it or not, dating's really hard for me. Yeah, I know, right? It's funny. Because I'm dating men. Yeah. So it's hard to find love. But it's hard for men dating me too. Like, I'm a really good catch. I love cooking, cleaning, sitting around the house in lingerie. I just hate yielding to male authority, guys. I'll cook you dinner, but disrespectfully. I'm kidding. I'll cook myself dinner and I'll share it with you, but I'll never cook you dinner, so don't ask. It's why I can't keep a man. I know. I can't even keep a stalker. I had a stalker. You know how I got rid of him? I just talked to him. Yeah, he don't mess with me no more. It's because I do things like talk about toxic masculinity and mansplaining so much. I give men erectile dysfunction. Unless they're toxic. Those guys are always hard. That's my type of guy. I'm just out here trying to dismantle white male patriarchy and get some dick. Maybe from the white male patriarchy. It kind of doesn't matter at this point. You know, my friend was like, Gio, you're a real gentleman, because I kept opening all the doors for her when she was down here. And I was like, you know, I hate when other people open doors for me. I broke up with a dude over it once. I don't like when women drive me around. I drink craft beers. I go to strip clubs. I've sent a dick pic. What I'm trying to say is I am a toxic man. I am a toxic man. She's like, have you ever thought about being a lesbian? Of course. You know? I'm aware of my butch lesbian personality. I just identify as straight. I'm like Young M.A. in the streets. I'm sorry, I should have said Rosie O'Donnell. I'm like Rosie O'Donnell in the streets and A Handmaid's Tale in the sheets. I gotta switch that one up for the crowd, you know. I don't think are y'all familiar with Young M.A. at all? Okay, y'all know Rosie O'Donnell though. Okay. So this kid was like, she's scared of dick. And I'm like, have you not been listening? Dick is scared of me, guys. Dick is scared of me. But there was that one dick I had, this ex, and the last time I had sex with him, after his last stroke, I couldn't walk for 3 days. That's unacceptable because I have a job that doesn't provide health insurance. I can't afford that. That dick gave me PTSD. That dick gave me PTSD. So, have y'all ever fallen in love based on physical attraction?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, yeah, that happened to me. And I'm like enjoying them and their features, and they start to make sad sounds when I'm with them, and then send me sad notes. And when I wrote them, I only can identify these as sad smells, you know? And I thought, what should I do? So I took my car to the dealership, just like, you know, anyone else would. And they said it was damaged on the inside beyond repair. But I kept it just like my boyfriend, you know? He was too. I just put up with anything, you know? I got out of a relationship 2 weeks ago. Come to find out, the guy got out of it 2 months ago. He was just bad at communication. I'll put up with it, you know? At least, you know, he wasn't dumb. And then there's the guy that I took to trivia night where he revealed himself as a flat earther on trivia night. Yeah. And I thought we would travel around the world. He said we couldn't. But I'll put up with the dumb guy. At least he doesn't cheat, you know? I'm kidding, you know. I have to fake being upset if my boyfriend gets a blowjob from another girl. That's the one job I don't mind outsourcing, you know? Even if he cheats, at least he doesn't beat. That's the deal breaker. But I found that it's not enough to lower my standards. I have to look for guys with low standards too. And my favorite low standard guy is the dirty guy. Are y'all familiar? I don't mean like that he doesn't bathe. He's just okay if I don't bathe, you know? Yeah. I was out with my girlfriend and this guy came up to her and was like, "Girl, you are so fine, I'll drink your bath water." I know. She was like, "Ew." I got his number. That's what I mean. I like doing things like fart freely, you know? A dirty guy's favorite fragrance is flatulence. Flatulence. By Geo. It's kind of sexy, right? You got a mowed lawn or a grassy knoll. A dirty guy will have a picnic regardless. Are y'all following me? Yeah. Is Aunt Flo in town ruining your weekend? Not a matter for a dirty guy. He will have sex with you both. I saw some of you kind of cringe when I brought up Aunt Flo, but, you know, I got a motto. If I don't come, you don't come. Plus, I'm selfish, lazy, and I don't do any job when I'm not getting paid. So it's a threesome with me and Aunt Flo, or you do the math, you know? Here, let me check your work. Yes, 0 blowjobs. No blowjobs. So, I told you, like, about the dick that gave me PTSD. Before I get out of here, let me tell you about this date that gave me PTSD, guys. I went out on a date with Mr. Patel, and he had a heart attack on our date. Yeah. I didn't call 911 because I thought he was faking. He had a heart on, so I jacked him off. And he died. I was charged with manslaughter. They said I beat him to death. All right, thank you. You've been great. Give it up for your host, Casey.
That is your comment at Movie Back here. I'm just trying to find the date.